Okay, next we'll hear from Mr. Henderson.
Thank you, Madam Chairman, and members of the committee. My name is Joel Henderson. I'm from Lafayette, Louisiana. When people go out, they go out to be seen. They don't go out to be photographed. Okay? One thing that does not, I seriously doubt that it's going to be discussed in this room today, is a word called extortion. Now, I know you're not lawyers, but let me tell you what the four elements of extortion are: product, service, contract, and number four, a demand for money. This is precisely what you have here, a demand for money because of a little tiny photograph. Let me explain something else to you. A photograph cannot be used to convict. A photograph cannot be used to convict. It can be used as evidence. It can be used as evidence, but it can't be used to convict, except in a case of murder. 750 people are dead. They're dead because of these scameras. I call it a scam, folks. It is a scam, and it is extortion. I defy anybody in this room to stand up and face me and tell me it is not extortion. There's a judge in this room right now. He's a retired judge. I defy to tell me it is not extortion. You don't have the ability. You know, the United States, the citizens of the United States of America are responsible to three courts. That's the judicial, the Supreme Court, and municipal courts. That's all. These little charades that they have, these little kangaroo courts. I've been to several of them. In a civil hearing, it is to establish liability. That's all. In a civil hearing, you have two disputants and a mediator, moderator. In these little courts that these scams put up for us, you have one disputant and a so-called judicator. The judicator is not a judge. It's not a registered judge, not voted for. He is on payroll. He's on city payroll. There's a serious conflict of interest that I have with this setup. You are guilty just because of a little picture. We've seen time and time again where these pictures have been adjusted. They've been tampered with. Today, you can go on the internet and you can find pictures where people's faces have been blacked out. That's tampering with evidence, my friends. You don't tamper with evidence. Now, they say they're trying to be generous and say, we're not going to report this to your insurance company, and we're not going to report it to the DMV. That's right, they're not going to. They can't. They can't. Because they are not law enforcement. DMV cannot accept third-party evidence. It has to come from a court. That's why they make it sound like it's a beautiful thing. We're not going to report it to your insurance company. Well, let me tell you something. How many accidents do you think these scammers have created in the United States today? This very moment. There are people out there slamming on their brakes because they don't want to get a stupid little notice of extortion in the mail. And that's another thing. Let me point this out to you. There is no mandate in the United States today that says you have to open your mail. Next thing, they give you an opportunity to go to these hearings. You know how you're informed about this hearing? You get a telephone call from Arizona. A telephone call, and it calls you up and says, Mr. Jones, we have a picture of you, and you said you wanted to go to the hearing. Well, this is your opportunity to go to the hearing. You're not served. You are not served. That is your service. A telephone call. Please show up. Please, please show up. This is they've got to maintain a revenue stream. They have to maintain a revenue stream because this is private enterprise. It is private enterprise. I'm sorry, ma'am? Okay, ma'am, thank you.
My name is William